Hey all you cool cats and kittens, it's time for Law of Cosines Part 1. So what exactly is Law of Cosines? Well, it looks something like this. And that's actually Law of Cosines written 3 different times based on what information you know, but you'll notice that the pattern is the same every single time. Law of cosines is used when you either know 3 sides and you're trying to find an angle, or you know 2 sides and 1 angle and you're trying to find the 3rd side. And again, this applies for triangles that are not right angles. So here's an example. Again, Delta Math is not going to draw the triangle for you. I did. But label it ABC, get your little sides labeled. So little a is 730. It tells me little b is 270. And angle C is 125. And we're looking for C. So I know 2 sides and an angle, and I'm looking for the 3rd side. What I'm going to do is notice that I know angle C, which means I'm going to be looking at this bottom one because it's the one that uses angle C. See how the others use angle A and B. I don't know angle B, A or B. I know angle C. So I'm going to copy this down onto this other whiteboard real quick. And then I'm just going to plug information in as I know it. So I don't know what C is, so that's just going to be x squared. I do know what A is, that's 730 squared. And I do know what B is, that's 270 squared, minus 2 times A times B times the cosine of angle C, which is 125. And I should be able to actually plug all of that into my calculator at once. So let me pull my calculator up here. Fell asleep on me. So what I'll do here is start with the 730. And to square that, I'm going to hit that x squared key right there. See how it did that for me? Then I'll hit plus 270 squared minus 2 times 730 times 270 times the cosine of 125. And I got a really big number. Which at first definitely seems wrong, but remember, that's everything on the right side. So if I'm showing my work here, what I actually have is that x squared equals my 831,903.8. What I need to do now is actually square root that number, right? So that I can get x by itself. So in here, I'm just going to do square root, square root of 831,903.8, and I get 912 if I round that to the nearest whole number. So that's my answer. And that's all you do for law of cosines. Let's try one more. I mostly want to do another example because in Delta Math, they hardly ever use ABC. So how do you know what to do then? So first off, draw that triangle. O, P, Q, fill in what you know. Little o is 9.2, little p is 2.4, and Q is 37, and I'm looking for little q. So I have an angle side sandwich. I forgot to tell you that that's one thing you do have to have is an angle and side sandwich there. So what I like to do is just pretend for a minute. What if this was A instead? This is B, this is C, that makes this A, B, C. Now it's much easier for me to look at it in terms of my ABCs over here. I know angle C. So it turns out I'm actually using the same formula as last time. So wonder if I can just write that, leave that here. Perfect. Now let's write that formula. So I have, for C, I'll be writing it below even though I know you can't see it yet. Well, no, I'll put it like this. Okay. You just can't see the original. Hopefully you have that written down. So C squared is going to be this, just plain old C squared or X squared, because I don't know what it is, equals A squared, so 9.2 squared, plus B, which is 2.4 squared, minus 2 times A times B times cosine of C, and C is 57. And again, I can plug that into my calculator. So I have 9.2 squared plus 2.4 squared minus 2 times 9.2 times 2.4 times the cosine of 57. It looks like I'm getting 66.3. Wait a minute, you guys. That should have been a 37, not a 57. Try that. And I get 55.13. So I'm going to square root that number. So hit C, square root 55.13, and my answer is 7.4. All right, I'll see you tomorrow for the second half of Law of Cosines.